Ladies and gentlemen, you're standing at a crossroads in life. To one side lies a path of chaos, marked by impulsive decisions, hurtful words, and financial instability. On the other side is a path of mastery, where your mind is clear, your words are purposeful, and your financial life is stable. Which path will you choose? Most people don't realize how interconnected these three areas are: your mind, your mouth, and your money. Neglecting just one can unravel the other two, creating a chain reaction of stress and failure. But here's the good news: the power to control them lies entirely within your grasp. Stay with me, because by the end of this talk, you'll not only understand the importance of mastering these three areas, but you'll also have practical strategies to start reclaiming control today. Your mind is the starting point for everything you do, every word you speak, and every decision you make. It is your internal command center, yet it often behaves like an untamed force, pulling you in directions that aren't always aligned with your goals or values. To control your mind is not merely to discipline your thoughts, it is to take ownership of the very essence of who you are. Without this control, life becomes a chaotic reaction to external circumstances rather than a deliberate creation of your own making. Think about the sheer volume of thoughts that pass through your mind in a single day. Researchers estimate that we think tens of thousands of thoughts daily, and yet the majority of them are repetitive and often negative. These thoughts shape your beliefs, influence your emotions, and determine your actions. The mind, when left unchecked, gravitates toward what is easy, what is familiar, and what offers instant gratification. This is why controlling your mind is not a passive process. It requires active participation and deliberate effort. The first step in mastering your mind is awareness. Too often we operate on autopilot, unaware of the narratives playing out in our heads. These internal stories can be destructive, filled with self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. Start by observing your thoughts as if you were watching someone else's life unfold. Detach yourself from them and ask, why am I thinking this? Is this thought serving me? Or is it holding me back? By cultivating this kind of mindfulness, you begin to create a gap between the thought and your reaction, giving yourself the space to choose a different path. Discipline is the cornerstone of mental control. This doesn't mean suppressing your thoughts or pretending negative emotions don't exist. On the contrary, it means facing them head on, understanding their origins, and redirecting them. For instance, when you feel overwhelmed by anxiety, instead of letting it spiral into panic, you can challenge the thoughts fueling it. Ask yourself, is this scenario truly as catastrophic as I'm imagining? What evidence do I have to support this fear? What can I do right now to address it? This practice of questioning and reframing not only diffuses the power of negative thoughts, but also strengthens your ability to manage them in the future. At best, another critical aspect of controlling your mind is setting clear intentions. The mind craves direction. When you fail to define your goals and priorities, your thoughts wander aimlessly, leaving you susceptible to distractions and emotional turbulence. Take the time to establish what truly matters to you. Write it down, visualize it, remind yourself daily of the bigger picture you're striving for. This clarity acts as a compass, guiding your thoughts and actions toward a purposeful and fulfilling life. And so, consider these as directions, not destinations. Mental control also involves regulating the kind of input you expose yourself to. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your thoughts. If you constantly consume negative news, toxic social media content, or engage with people who drain your energy, your mind will reflect that negativity. Conversely, when you surround yourself with uplifting influences, books, mentors, meaningful conversations, you feed your mind with thoughts that inspire and empower you. Remember, the mind is like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you expose it to, so choose wisely. Developing a daily practice to center your mind is another powerful tool for control. This can take many forms: meditation, journaling, exercise, or even a simple walk in nature. These practices help to quiet the mental noise and create a sense of inner stillness. In this space, you can reflect, process your emotions, and reconnect with your intentions. Over time, these moments of calm become the foundation of a resilient and focused mind. One of the most overlooked aspects of controlling your mind is recognizing the importance of rest. A fatigued mind is a vulnerable mind. Sleep, breaks, and moments of relaxation are not indulgences, they are necessities. When you allow your mind the rest it needs, it functions at a higher level, making it easier to maintain control over your thoughts and emotions. Understand that controlling your mind is not about achieving perfection. There will be days when your thoughts feel chaotic, when emotions get the better of you, or when old habits resurface. This is normal. The goal is progress, not perfection. Every time you catch a negative thought, every time you choose to reframe a situation, every time you redirect your focus toward your priorities, you are strengthening your ability to control your mind. Controlling your mind is a lifelong practice. It requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to confront your inner world with honesty and courage. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you master your mind, you gain the power to master your life. You become the architect of your destiny rather than a victim of circumstance. You find clarity where there is confusion, strength where there is doubt, and purpose where there is aimlessness. The journey is challenging, but the transformation is worth it. The quality of your life is largely determined by the quality of your thoughts. At any given moment, your mind is a battlefield where countless ideas, emotions, and impulses compete for your attention. If left unchecked, it can become a source of chaos, leading you down paths that do not align with your goals or values. The ability to discipline your thoughts, to filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters, is not just a skill, it's a necessity for anyone who seeks to take control of their life. Disciplining your thoughts begins with understanding their origin. Every thought you have is shaped by a combination of past experiences, current circumstances, and imagined possibilities. These influences can be constructive or destructive. A constructive thought might inspire you to take action, solve a problem, or pursue a meaningful goal. A destructive thought, on the other hand, might create fear, self-doubt, or unnecessary conflict. The key is learning to differentiate between the two and consciously choosing which thoughts to nurture. The first step in this process is becoming aware of your mental patterns. Most people go through life on autopilot, unaware of the repetitive and often negative nature of their thoughts. They allow their minds to wander without direction, which can lead to feelings of overwhelm and dissatisfaction. To break this cycle, start paying attention to the themes that dominate your thinking. Are you constantly worried about things that are out of your control? Do you replay past mistakes or imagine worst-case scenarios? Awareness is the foundation of discipline because you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Once you've identified the patterns, the next step is to challenge them. Many of the thoughts that occupy your mind are not rooted in reality, but in perception. For instance, you might think, "I'll never succeed because of a single setback." But is that truly accurate, or is it a temporary emotion masquerading as fact? By questioning the validity of your thoughts, you take away their power to dictate your actions. Exercise. Replace self-defeating beliefs with empowering ones, such as, "This setback is an opportunity to learn and grow." Another powerful technique for disciplining your thoughts is setting clear intentions. Your mind is like a tool. It works best when it has a defined purpose. Without clear intentions, your thoughts are scattered and your energy is wasted on trivial concerns. Start each day by identifying your priorities. What do you want to accomplish? What kind of person do you want to be? When you give your mind a sense of direction, it becomes easier to align your thoughts with your goals. Focus is a crucial aspect of thought discipline. In today's world, distractions are everywhere, from the constant notifications on your phone to the endless stream of information online. These distractions not only consume your time, but also fragment your attention, making it difficult to think deeply or creatively. To reclaim your focus, Set boundaries for yourself. Limit your exposure to unnecessary distractions. Create a dedicated space for concentration and practice being fully present in the moment. The more you train your mind to focus, the less power distractions will have over you. It's also important to understand the role of emotion in thought discipline. Your emotions often act as a filter, coloring your perception of reality. When you're angry, for example, you might interpret a harmless comment as a personal attack. When you're anxious, you might see potential risks where none exist. While emotions are a natural part of being human, allowing them to dominate your thinking can lead to poor decisions and unnecessary stress. It helps to discipline your thoughts. Learn to separate emotion from logic. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them dictate your actions. Instead, approach situations with a calm and rational mindset. Slow down to go faster. Think before speaking. Visualization is another tool that can help you harness the power of your thoughts. Your mind responds strongly to imagery, and by visualizing your desired outcomes, you can train your brain to focus on achieving them. Imagine yourself succeeding in a challenging task, handling a difficult conversation with grace, or staying calm under pressure. These mental rehearsals not only build confidence, but also reinforce the belief that you're capable of overcoming obstacles. Patience is essential in the journey of disciplining your thoughts. Change doesn't happen overnight. You will have days when your mind feels unruly, when negative thoughts creep in despite your best efforts. The key is persistence. Every time you consciously redirect a thought, you are building a habit of discipline. Over time, this habit will become second nature, and you'll find yourself more in control of your mental state. Remember that your thoughts are not who you are. They are simply tools that you can use to create the life you want. You have the power to choose which thoughts to entertain and which to let go of. By disciplining your thoughts, you take back control of your mind, allowing it to serve you rather than enslave you. This practice not only improves your mental clarity and emotional stability, but also enhances your ability to achieve your goals and live a more fulfilling life. Words are powerful. They have the ability to create, inspire, and heal, but they can also destroy, hurt, and alienate. The way you use your words reflects the state of your inner world and shapes the environment around you. Yet many people underestimate the impact of their speech, allowing emotions, impulsivity, or habits to dictate their communication. Learning to control your words is not just about avoiding harm. It's about intentionally building a life of meaning, trust, and influence. Every word you speak carries weight. It has the potential to strengthen relationships, convey your values, and even transform your circumstances. But when words are spoken carelessly, they can have the opposite effect. A thoughtless comment made in anger, a promise broken out of neglect, or gossip spread in a moment of weakness can cause lasting damage to your credibility and relationships. To control your words, you must first recognize their significance and approach them with the respect they deserve. The foundation of verbal control begins with self-awareness. Too often, people speak without understanding the full impact of what they're saying. Emotions, particularly negative ones like anger, frustration, or insecurity, often hijack our words. In these moments, the focus shifts from communication to reaction, and the results are rarely constructive. To break this cycle, you must cultivate the habit of pausing before you speak. That brief moment of reflection, just a few seconds, is enough to ask yourself, what am I trying to accomplish with these words? Are they necessary, truthful, and helpful? This pause can mean the difference between escalating a conflict and resolving it. Learning to listen is another essential aspect of controlling your words. Most people listen with the intent to reply rather than to understand. This creates a superficial exchange where both parties feel unheard and disconnected. When you prioritize genuine listening, your responses become more thoughtful and relevant. You move beyond reacting to addressing the deeper needs and emotions behind what the other person is saying. This not only improves the quality of your conversations, but also strengthens your relationships and builds trust. Your number one tip: Step out of your comfort zone. Uncomfortable as this may be, it is paramount that you step out of your comfort zone. Intentional speech is not about being overly cautious or reserved. It's about aligning your words with your values and goals. Ask yourself, what kind of impact do I want my words to have? Whether you're offering advice, sharing your perspective, or simply making casual conversation, your words should reflect who you are and what you stand for. Speaking with intention means being clear, concise, and honest, while also considering how your words will be received. It's about striking a balance between authenticity and empathy. One of the most challenging aspects of controlling your words is dealing with conflict. In the heat of an argument, it's easy to say things you don't mean or to resort to personal attacks. But these moments, more than any other, require restraint and clarity. When emotions are high, remind yourself of the bigger picture. What is the goal of this conversation? Is it to win, or is it to find resolution? Choose your words carefully, focusing on the issue rather than the person. Avoid exaggerations like "you always" or "you never," which only serve to escalate tensions. Instead, express your feelings and needs with honesty and respect. Another aspect of mastering your words is learning when not to speak. Silence, when used intentionally, is a powerful tool. It allows you to gather your thoughts, de-escalate tense situations, and demonstrate self-control. Not every thought needs to be expressed, and not every comment requires a response. Choosing silence over impulsive speech is often a sign of wisdom and maturity. The words you use to speak to yourself are just as important as those you share with others. Your internal dialogue shapes your self-position, influences your decisions, and determines your resilience in the face of challenges. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are your thoughts filled with criticism, doubt, or negativity? Or do they encourage growth, kindness, and perseverance? By consciously choosing positive and constructive self-talk, you can build a stronger foundation for your confidence and well-being. The long-term effects of controlling your words are profound. When you speak with intention, you cultivate an environment of trust and respect. People begin to value your input because they know your words are measured, meaningful, and reliable. This enhances your influence, whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or broader communities. Moreover, the discipline required to control your words spills over into other areas of your life, strengthening your overall character and resilience. To master your words is to master yourself. It requires patience, reflection, and a willingness to grow, but the rewards are undeniable. Your words shape the reality around you, creating opportunities or barriers, harmony or discord. By speaking with purpose, listening with empathy, and choosing silence when necessary, you can transform the way you interact with the world. Every word you speak is a choice. Make it one that builds rather than destroys. Money is one of the most influential forces in our lives. It dictates how we live, the opportunities we can access, and to a significant extent, our sense of security and freedom. Yet, despite its importance, many people struggle to manage money effectively, often finding themselves trapped in cycles of overspending, debt, or financial insecurity. Controlling your finances is not merely a matter of budgeting. It is a fundamental skill that impacts your independence, mental health, and ability to achieve long-term goals. To take control of your finances, you must first confront your beliefs about money. Many of these beliefs are formed in childhood, influenced by your upbringing and experiences. Perhaps you grew up in a household where money was scarce, leading to a mindset of fear and scarcity. Or maybe you were taught to view money as a measure of success, creating pressure to spend beyond your means to keep up appearances. Whatever your beliefs, they play a crucial role in how you handle money. Take the time to reflect on your financial attitudes and question whether they serve your best interests. Awareness is the cornerstone of financial control. You cannot manage what you do not measure. Start by gaining a clear understanding of your income, expenses, and financial habits. Track every dollar you earn and spend over a month. This exercise will reveal patterns in your spending, both good and bad, that you may not have noticed? Are you spending excessively on non-essentials? Are you neglecting to save for the future? Awareness allows you to identify areas where you can make meaningful changes. Budgeting is a practical tool for financial control, but it's not just about limiting spending. It's about aligning your finances with your priorities. A well-constructed budget ensures that your money works for you rather than the other way around. Begin by categorizing your expenses into needs, wants, and savings. Needs are essential: housing, utilities, food, and transportation. Wants are discretionary: entertainment, dining out, or luxury items. Savings include building an emergency fund, investing for retirement, or saving for specific goals. By allocating your money intentionally, you gain a sense of control and reduce the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. One of the biggest obstacles to financial control is impulsive spending. Advertisers and marketers are masters at triggering emotional responses, convincing you that you need their products to feel happy, successful, or fulfilled. The truth is, impulsive purchases rarely bring lasting satisfaction. Instead, they often lead to buyer's remorse and financial strain. To combat this, practice delayed gratification. When tempted to make an impulsive purchase, give yourself 24 hours to consider whether it aligns with your priorities. More often than not, the urge will pass and you'll feel empowered by your restraint. Debt is another critical factor in financial control. While some forms of debt, like a mortgage or student loan, can be investments in your future, high-interest consumer debt is a major obstacle to financial stability. If you're struggling with debt, make it a priority to pay it down systematically. Focus on high-interest debts first, while making minimum payments on others. At the same time, avoid accumulating new debt by living within your means. Each step you take toward reducing debt is a step toward greater financial freedom. Saving is not just about preparing for emergencies. It's about creating opportunities. An emergency fund protects you from unexpected expenses such as medical bills or car repairs, allowing you to handle crises without falling into debt. Long-term savings and investments, on the other hand, open doors to financial growth, whether through buying a home, starting a business, or retiring comfortably. Begin by setting aside a small percentage of your income regularly, even if it's just a few dollars. Over time, consistency and compound interest will work in your favor, building a financial cushion that provides peace of mind. Investing in your financial education is one of the most valuable steps you can take. Many people feel intimidated by topics like investing, taxes, or retirement planning, but knowledge is power. Seek out books, courses, or financial advisors who can help you understand how to make your money work for you. The more you know, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions that align with your goals. Emotional discipline is just as important as financial strategies. Money is deeply tied to emotions. Fear, guilt, envy, and even pride can cloud your judgment and lead to poor decisions. Learn to detach your self-worth from your net worth. Financial control is not about achieving a certain income level or comparing yourself to others. It's about using your resources wisely to create a life that reflects your values. And remember that financial control is a journey, not a destination. There will be setbacks, unexpected expenses, mistakes, or changes in circumstances, but these are opportunities to learn and grow. Celebrate small victories, such as paying off a credit card or reaching a savings milestone, and use them as motivation to keep moving forward. When you take control of your finances, you gain more than just money. You gain freedom, confidence, and the ability to shape your future. You're no longer at the mercy of external forces, but are instead, in fact, in some cases, a lot more powerful than ever, because you have power in your own life and empowered to make choices that align with your values and aspirations. By mastering your finances, you not only secure your own stability, but also set an example for others, proving that with discipline, knowledge, and intention, financial control is within everyone's reach. Discipline is the bridge between your desires and your reality. It's the foundational skill that allows you to align your actions with your goals, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. Without discipline, ambition remains just a dream, an abstract idea with no path to realization. But when you cultivate discipline, you gain the ability to overcome challenges, delay gratification, and persist through setbacks. It becomes a tool for creating a life that reflects your deepest values and highest aspirations. And then all the stuff that goes with it from the outside in, it really does not seem to matter because you won't suffer that much. To cultivate discipline, you must first understand its nature. Discipline is not about denying yourself joy or freedom. It's about exercising control over your impulses so that you can achieve something greater in the long run. It is the act of choosing what you want most over what you want now. This requires clarity of purpose. Without a clear understanding of what you're working toward, it's easy to succumb to distractions or give up when the going gets tough. Start by identifying your goals and the reasons they matter to you. The stronger your why, the easier it will be to stay disciplined in pursuit of it. The next step in cultivating discipline is building habits. Habits are the automatic routines that shape much of your daily life. Good habits make discipline easier by reducing the need for constant decision-making. For example, if you establish a habit of exercising every morning, you don't have to rely on willpower to decide whether to work out each day. It becomes a natural part of your routine. To build a habit, start small. Focus on consistency rather than perfection. A few minutes of effort every day is more effective than sporadic bursts of activity. Over time, these small actions compound, creating momentum that carries you forward. Self-portrayal is a key element of discipline, and it begins with mastering your environment. Many people struggle with discipline because they put themselves in situations that make failure more likely. If you're trying to eat healthier, keeping junk food within easy reach only increases temptation. If you want to focus on your work, leaving your phone within arm's length invites distraction. Set yourself up for success by designing an environment that supports your goals. Remove unnecessary temptations and create systems that make it easier to stick to your commitments. Another important aspect of discipline is learning to manage discomfort. Growth and progress often require stepping outside your comfort zone, whether it's pushing through physical fatigue, tackling a challenging task, or facing difficult emotions. Many people avoid discomfort, seeing it as something to be escaped or minimized. But discomfort is not your enemy. It's a sign that you're stretching yourself and moving toward your potential. The more you practice tolerating discomfort, the stronger and more resilient you become. When you view challenges as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles to avoid, discipline becomes less of a struggle and more of a choice. Time management is also crucial in cultivating discipline. Your time is your most limited resource, and how you use it determines the quality of your life. Without discipline, it's easy to let time slip away on unproductive activities, from scrolling through social media to procrastinating on important tasks. To take control of your time, start by prioritizing your activities. Identify the tasks that will have the greatest impact on your goals and focus on those first. Use tools like schedules, to-do lists, or time blocking to structure your day and minimize distractions. Remember, saying no to lesser priorities is often necessary to say yes to what truly matters. One of the most overlooked aspects of discipline is self-compassion. Many people associate discipline with harshness or rigidity, thinking that they must punish themselves for any failure or weakness. But this mindset is counterproductive. Discipline is not about perfection. It's about persistence. There will be times when you fall short of your goals, but these moments are not failures. They are opportunities to learn and adjust. Treat yourself with kindness and use setbacks as a chance to reflect on what went wrong and how you can improve. Self-compassion fuels resilience, allowing you to get back on track more quickly. Accountability can also play a powerful role in strengthening your discipline. When you share your goals with someone you trust or join a group of like-minded individuals, you create a sense of responsibility that motivates you to stay on course. Knowing that others are counting on you or simply observing your progress can be a strong incentive to maintain your commitments. Similarly, tracking your progress can provide a sense of accomplishment and reinforce your discipline. Whether it's keeping a journal, using an app, or marking milestones on a calendar, tracking helps you see how far you've come and keeps you motivated to continue. Discipline is about freedom. It might seem paradoxical, but by imposing structure and limits on yourself, you gain the freedom to create the life you truly want. Discipline allows you to break free from the cycle of impulsive decisions and short-term thinking, replacing them with purposeful actions and long-term rewards. It gives you the confidence to face challenges, the patience to persevere, and the strength to achieve what once seemed impossible. Discipline is not a trait you are born with. It is a skill you can develop. With clarity, habits, self-control, and persistence, you can transform discipline from a daunting obligation into a source of empowerment. It's the foundation upon which you build not just success, but a meaningful and fulfilling life. When you master discipline, you take control of your choices, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. Your life is a reflection of your decisions, priorities, and focus. In a world overflowing with distractions, demands, and conflicting messages, the ability to focus on what truly matters is a skill that separates those who achieve lasting fulfillment from those who feel perpetually scattered. And look, focusing on yourself is not about selfishness or isolation. It's about prioritizing your growth, well-being, and aspirations so that you can live a life of meaning and contribute authentically to the world around you. When you take the time to focus on yourself, you invest in the foundation that supports every other aspect of your life. To focus on yourself, you must first establish clarity about who you are and what you want. This requires introspection, asking yourself the hard questions, and taking the time to reflect on your values, passions, and goals. Too often, people allow their lives to be dictated by external expectations, seeking validation through the approval of others. While this might provide temporary satisfaction, it often leads to a sense of emptiness or resentment. By focusing on yourself, you take ownership of your life, aligning your actions with your inner compass rather than external pressures. One of the greatest barriers to self-focus is the constant noise of the modern world. Social media, endless notifications, and societal comparisons make it easy to lose sight of your own priorities. Every time you scroll through curated images of someone else's life, you risk falling into the trap of comparison, measuring your worth against an unrealistic standard. The truth is, focusing on others in this way only drains your energy and detracts from your progress. Redirect that energy inward. Use it to identify your strengths, celebrate your growth, and develop a plan for your future. Setting boundaries is an essential part of focusing on yourself. Many people struggle with the idea of saying no, fearing it will lead to conflict or disappointment. But without boundaries, your time, energy, and resources are constantly at risk of being depleted by others' demands. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about preserving space for what matters most to you. This might mean carving out time for self-care, protecting your mental health, or saying no to opportunities that don't align with your goals. By setting and enforcing boundaries, you create an environment that supports your well-being and fosters personal growth. Focusing on yourself also requires embracing the idea of growth as a lifelong process. It's easy to become complacent, sticking to familiar routines or avoiding challenges because they feel uncomfortable. But growth happens outside your comfort zone. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to confront your weaknesses. Take the time to develop new skills, pursue interests that excite you, and learn from your mistakes. And if you experience failure, get back on track to failure. Every step you take toward growth strengthens your sense of purpose and increases your ability to contribute meaningfully to the world. Self-care is another critical component of focusing on yourself. This goes beyond occasional indulgences or surface-level fixes. It's about nurturing your physical, mental, and emotional health on a consistent basis. Prioritize sleep, nutrition, and exercise as non-negotiable aspects of your daily routine. Cultivate practices that bring you peace and clarity, whether that's meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature. Recognize the importance of addressing your emotional needs, seeking support when necessary, and giving yourself permission to rest. When you take care of yourself, you enhance your capacity to navigate challenges and support others without sacrificing your well-being. Another element of focusing on yourself is learning to let go of what no longer serves you. This might mean releasing toxic relationships, unproductive habits, or outdated beliefs that hold you back. Letting go can be difficult, especially when it involves change or uncertainty, but it's essential for making room for growth. Reflect on the areas of your life that feel stagnant or draining, and ask yourself whether they align with your values and goals. Be courageous in making decisions that prioritize your happiness and development, even if it means stepping into the unknown. It's worth it. Truly it is. One of the most transformative aspects of focusing on yourself is developing self-compassion. Many people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to impossible standards or dwelling on perceived failures. This inner negativity not only undermines your confidence, but also stifles your potential. Practice speaking to yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge your efforts and progress, even when the results aren't perfect. Remember, growth is not a straight line. It's a journey filled with ups and downs. By treating yourself with compassion, you create a supportive internal environment that fosters resilience and self-belief. Focusing on yourself also means taking responsibility for your choices and actions. It's easy to blame circumstances or others for what's not going right in your life, but true empowerment comes from recognizing that you have the ability to create change. Take ownership of your decisions, learn from your experiences, and commit to making choices that reflect your values and aspirations. When you take responsibility for your life, you shift from being a passive participant to an active creator of your future. Focusing on yourself is not a selfish act. It's an essential one. By prioritizing your growth, health, and happiness, you build the capacity to contribute more authentically to your relationships, work, and community. You create a life that is aligned with your values and goals, allowing you to experience greater fulfillment and purpose. The world will always demand your attention, but when you choose to focus on yourself, you reclaim your power and set the foundation for a life of meaning and impact. In the intricate dance of life, controlling your mind, mouth, and money is not just a discipline, it is a necessity. These three pillars form the foundation of personal mastery, shaping your decisions, relationships, and ability to navigate the complexities of the world. Your mind governs your thoughts and actions. Your mouth reflects your character and intentions, and your money represents your values and priorities. Together, they define your capacity to create a life of meaning, purpose, and freedom. By mastering your mind, you take charge of your thoughts, choosing focus over distraction and clarity over chaos. You learn to harness the power of your inner world, turning doubts into confidence and fears into growth. By controlling your mouth, you cultivate the art of thoughtful expression, understanding the profound impact of words on yourself and others. You learn to speak with integrity, to listen with empathy, and to silence the impulses that might lead to regret. By commanding your finances, you transform money from a source of stress into a tool for empowerment. You gain independence, build security, and invest in a future aligned with your deepest values. As a sidebar, the more I study daily routines of successful people, the more they all have in common. The path to mastery is not without challenges. It demands self-awareness, discipline, and the courage to confront your limitations. But with each step, you reclaim your power, align your actions with your aspirations, and create a ripple effect that enhances every area of your life. This is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about making choices that reflect the person you are striving to become, day by day, decision by decision. When you control your mind, mouth, and money, you take ownership of your destiny. You step into a life where you're not merely reacting to circumstances, but actively shaping your reality. This is the essence of true freedom, the ability to live in alignment with your purpose, contribute meaningfully to the world, and find fulfillment in the process. The journey begins with a single decision: to take responsibility for yourself and your future. Everything else will follow.